Is Killgore Slaymaim aptly named in Tides of Torment? This is one of the two legendary heroes you can get by pleasing the Dark Gods as Norsca. Shockingly, this is one of the few cases where I do not have a Total War stats entry, so I'm roughing it. Bear with me, and I'll take extra data from him when I took him for sale late campaign and was too lazy to put pips in before doing the Dark Ritual battle. Sale was rank 50, I wasn't concerned. Treated as a legendary hero for 0 upkeep, Killgore comes on Ultra Scale with 7,508 health. Armor is a massive 130. Missile resistance standard 15%, spell resistance Khorne standard 35%. Leadership 85, speed is 70, melee attack begins at 65, and carries flaming attacks and magical attacks, so Ice Trolls beware. Attack interval is the standard 4 seconds, and maximum target splashed is 4. Now, before going further, this is a permanently mounted character, so being large is going to bite him against some targets. Furthermore, it's not listed in the abilities or traits, it's on the unit card that he'll do dramatically more damage to enemies under 35% health. You will see this against an Ancient Treeman in the video, at least I think that's what it's showing. It's not the same as the Executioner ability, Executor in British English apparently. Well, fine. Melee defense begins at the more modest 45. Weapon strength 425 is split base 125, and a healthy armor piercing 300, crumpling armor effectively. Furthermore, there is a bonus versus infantry of 20 to make him an even more effective crusher of elite infantry. Charge bonus is a very healthy 70, and mass is 1800. He's a siege attacker and causes fear but not terror by default. Not only does he get Frenzy for melee attack plus 10 and weapon strength and charge bonus plus 10% while morale is high enough, and immunity to terror during that time, but he gets Norscan Rage with its usual benefits building in melee combat like so. His background trait, Gift of the Hound, grants weapon strength plus 20% to all characters. I have learned that these boosts really are for all characters in the faction, and that's really nice, especially for warriors, but also for anyone on a mammoth in general. He grants his army armor plus 45, so basic marauders will be armor 60 before any other boosts. Grants them base damage plus 10 flat. So a basic marauder would go from base 21 damage to base 31 damage before any boosting from other sources. Grants Frenzy to the entire army, which will boost that weapon strength a little bit, and grants Hellblade to the entire army for weapon strength plus 20% once over 80 kills in any particular battle, but measured unit by unit. In other words, I was riding pretty high with Sale's army even without a single pip into this guy, just saying. Killgore is a training hero with spread control and the holy trinity of agent actions, assault garrison, assassinate, and assault units, with specialist reducing the cost of these actions. This is much like the vanilla exalted hero. At rank 8, Aura of Chaos is 1 pip for plus 10% missile resistance. Infernal Champion at rank 15 is 1 pip for plus 10% weapon strength. For the main combat line, Blade Master for 1 pip is plus 5 melee attack, Devastating Charge is plus 30, flat charge bonus at 3, Thick Skin Disarmor plus 15 at 3, Hard to Hit and Deadly Blade plus 12 melee defense and attack respectively at 3, Midway Pip, the standard foe seeker for more speed and charge speed and less fatigue, Wound Maker for plus 20% weapon strength at 3, Scarred Veteran plus 15% health at 3, Indomitable for plus 12 leadership at 3, Blade Shield for plus 12 melee defense at 3, no speed bonus there. And the capstone is Heroic Killing Blow. So just plain plus 50% weapon strength for 25 seconds when procced, 90-second cooldown. For those keeping score, he doesn't have a demonic hatred of a particular faction. This guy cares not from whom the blood flows. At rank 5, he can pick 1 pip from 3 choices exactly like the vanilla exalted hero, so I'll gloss over. And this is where I realized my exalted hero video actually isn't out yet. So let's go over this. Chaos Gladiator adds melee attack plus 5, armor piercing melee damage plus 50 with every blow, and bonus versus infantry plus 5, stacking with the former benefits. Chaos Commander grants leadership aura plus 25%, and the Melee Lord Red Line Capstone, Stand or Die, 90-second cooldown, 18 seconds duration, 35-meter radius, leadership plus 16, and melee defense plus 24 to allies. I read it out so you understand that pressing this button every 108 seconds is making your forces that much better off in the mosh pit. Chaos Strategist grants an additional plus 20% XP gained from training, which had a base of plus 25%, and gives casualty replenishment plus 5% to that army generally. It is valuable. The rank 7 choices are nothing like the vanilla hero. Hungering Blades gives him weapon strength plus 10% and replaces his Hellblade with Hungering Blades, half the kills required at 40, and giving the passives plus 20% weapon strength and a plus 5 melee attack to boot. Pretty sure that's only for him. Raging Stalwart gives him plus 5% ward save and gives his entire army spell resistance plus 10%. Not like that's bad. Paragon of Carnage gives the entire army charge bonus plus 8% and gives himself and allies in 35 meters of him plus 8 melee attack, 0 conditions. Inclination to Slaughter, available rank 14, which is mostly a technicality since you recruit this guy at rank 25, I'm pretty sure, gives campaign movement range plus 10% and casualty replenishment plus 8% just from this. So, you could replace an entire Balefiend with him if you wanted. Endless Pillaging gives replenished movement range after a battle victory plus 10%, stackable with altar benefits, and income from raiding plus 75%. I see a Wolfric synergy, but many Torx mechanics are good for everybody. Persistence of the Hound gives plus 10% ward save to the accompanying Lord and physical resistance plus 10% for him. Giver of Furious Glory makes Killgore unbreakable and gives him a 35-meter bubble within which everybody has plus 15% ward save and plus 15% weapon strength. So how do we use Killgore Slaymaim? Well, to gorely kill, slay, and maim the enemy, obviously, but when you kit him out, he's actually a better Guardian hero than most with Guardian, and it's not close. He's not only a melee beatdown artist, he's making himself, his lord, and everybody around him for 35 meters, with stacking effects, killier and that much harder to kill in turn. You even get a free version of the Torx mechanic, and it'll stack if you're using Khorne altars too. It's hard to ask for more. For all the trouble you go through to make him available, he's bringing a ton, and there is zero downside whatsoever. I'd slightly favor pairing him with a Caster Lord, but the benefits are just so good, you can't go wrong. You really can't. Now, that's in campaign. In these demo battles, as in for multiplayer, he's held back quite a bit, and this was worth doing because it does establish one thing strongly. Even if his bonus versus infantry is pretty fat, he's not really meant to YOLO Black Orcs all day. The bonus is a boon, it really helps with elite enemy infantry, yes, but it's actually worth using this guy preferentially against characters and single entities and speeding up their destruction. Clearly, this was helping in my big sale battle, and I appreciated the help. Take care, and have fun fighting with a steam tank that rides a 4-legged mount.